Hello guys, my name is Sam and welcome to my Majin Buu Explained video. Hopefully the title is going to be pretty self-explanatory, but just to quickly run it down for you, I'm going to be talking about how Buu came to exist, all of the transformations that he went through, and the rest of his life all the way up to his death and reincarnation. So without further ado, please sit back, relax, because this video is about to get pretty damn awesome. A million years prior to the Bobbidi saga in Dragon Ball Z, the evil wizard Bibidi created the chaotic and destructive monster we know as Majin Buu. Now, when Buu was created, he was in the form you will know as Kid Buu. This is his original form, but not only is this his original form, it's also his most powerful form. I'll explain a little bit more about that as we go through the video. So the evil wizard Bibidi created Majin Buu because he wanted to conquer the universe. And on Bibidi's quest to do so, he thought it was necessary to send Majin Buu to kill the most powerful gods who we know as the Kais. We have the North Kai, East Kai, South Kai, and the West Kai, and the Supreme Kai. Now Majin Buu took to this challenge, if you can call it a challenge, very well. The first Kaioshin to be killed was the Western Kai. She definitely put up a good fight and gave it her all, but unfortunately it was just not enough. Buu proceeded to kill her and then move on to the North Kai. The North Kai fell just as easily as the last one. Buu's next victim was going to be the Southern Kai. This Kai was also known to be the strongest of the Kais at that time period. The Southern Kai put up one hell of a fight against Buu, and some say that they were evenly matched. However, for reasons unknown, Buu decided to take on a different method for fighting the Southern Kai. Instead of beating him to a pulp and just simply destroying him, he decided to absorb him. Once Kid Buu had absorbed the Southern Kai, he then transformed into a much bigger and bulkier version of himself. Some people will call this version or form of Buu Mega Buu. Now after Buu absorbed the Southern Kai, he then moved on to the Eastern Kai, who we know from the Dragon Ball Z series as the Supreme Kai. But when Buu attempts to end the Eastern Kai's life, he was interrupted by the Grand Supreme Kai, also known as the Dai Kaioshin. At this point, Mega Buu decided to absorb the Grand Supreme Kai, and it was at this moment that Buu changed. Mega Buu now transforms into what we know as Innocent Buu or Fat Buu. He is also the first form of Buu that we saw in the Dragon Ball Z series, and it is at this point we can see very different personalities in Buu, because when he absorbs the Kais, he's absorbing their personalities, and the Grand Supreme's Kai personality was to be very jolly, loved to eat, and was just overall a very good person. And this changed Buu, because the original form of Buu, also known as Kid Buu, was known to have no conscience of any kind and just wanted chaos and destruction. Now, upon absorbing the Grand Supreme Kai, Majin Buu, the newly transformed Buu, returns to the evil wizard Bibidi. Now, with the newly transformed Buu being a lot calmer and easier to control, Bibidi saw his opportunity to reseal Majin Buu into his ball, which he then did and left the sealed ball on Earth ready to awaken him for the next bout of destruction. But before the evil wizard Bibidi had his chance to re-release Buu on the planet Earth, the Eastern Kai, who we now know as the Supreme Kai, killed Bibidi. The Eastern Kai felt it better to not tamper with the sealed ball, as he had no means of being able to control Buu and doubted whether he had enough power to destroy the ball, so it was left as is. Now we fast forward all the way to the Buu saga, where we see the evil wizard Bobbidi, the son of the evil wizard Bibidi, who has decided to follow in his father's footsteps and has decided to re-release Buu upon the entire universe. Bibidi managed to release Majin Buu from his sealed ball by using the righteous energy from the Saiyans on planet Earth, Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan. Majin Buu was released from his sealed ball and emerged as Fat Buu or Innocent Buu, which was the form that he was last in when he was sealed. Now, I'm not going to explain everything that happened through the entire Buu saga. Just going to try and mainly stick to Buu here. So if we just fast forward a little bit, we can get to the point where Goku tells Majin Buu that if he just waits 2 days instead of releasing his rampage across the planet, Goku will bring him an incredible warrior, a very strong warrior to fight, who we later know as Gotenks, the fused form of Goten and Trunks. At the same time, Majin Buu decides to break free from the evil wizard Bobbidi's control and he kills him. And if we fast forward just a little bit more, we can get to the point where Hercule or Mr. Satan took it upon himself to try and kill Buu, which we all know didn't happen because Mr. Satan is a huge fraud. In fact, what actually ended up happening was Mr. Satan took care of Buu, basically decided to kiss his ass. Somehow Mr. Satan and Majin Buu became friends, and a very unfortunate incident caused a new transformation of Buu. After Majin Buu's new pet dog was shot down, Majin Buu gets really angry and manages to physically remove the evil inside of him into a new form. A very tall, skinny version of Buu, and was no longer pink but was actually grey. Now this is where it gets really important, because this new Buu is an entirely new Buu. This isn't a transformation, this is a split, a physical split. So there is now, for all intents and purposes, two Majin Buus. We now have the good and innocent Majin Buu, and we have the evil Majin Buu. The two Majin Buus decide to fight it out, and evil Majin Buu is declared the winner when he turns the original Majin Buu into chocolate and eats him. Now when he eats Majin Buu, he takes on a whole new transformation, becoming slightly bulkier, pink skin, and a very childish attitude. Although I guess to be fair, he had that before. This form is what we know as Super Buu. Now what's important to remember here is that there are two different types of Buu. So we have Evil Buu who has transformed into Super Buu, but to transform into Super Buu, he had to devour the original Majin Buu. So the original Majin Buu is now going to be residing inside of Super Buu's body, where he's trapped in a people pod inside of Super Buu's body. I think they called it a people pod. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, so fast forward in a bit more, we see Super Buu eventually absorb Gotenks and Piccolo. Super Buu gets much stronger after absorbing Piccolo and Gotenks, and during his fight with Gohan, Gohan is no longer a match for Super Buu. Also, Super Buu does look a lot different when he absorbs Gotenks and Piccolo, although not too much different. If anything, he's just wearing the same clothing. So after the Gotenks and Piccolo transformation, Gohan was defeated, and Goku and Vegeta arrive on the scene. Goku and Vegeta merge together to become Vegeta, who are more than capable of beating down this new version of Buu. So Majin Buu hatches the plan of absorbing Vegeta, which he thinks was his idea, but it was actually Vegeta's idea. Now when Vegeta is consumed by Majin Buu, they actually had a barrier around them, protecting them from being absorbed. They actually end up just being a mini version of themselves inside of Majin Buu, and for some reason when they put down their barrier, they split back into Vegeta and Goku. But that's a topic for a different video. Now while Goku and Vegeta are inside Majin Buu, they manage to find Gohan, Trunks, Goten, and Piccolo, who are trapped inside what I believe are called people pods. And when they release them from the people pods, Majin Buu is forced back to his former transformations. So when they are removed, he reverts back to the Super Buu transformation. However, Goku and Vegeta also find the original Majin Buu. Super Buu begs them not to release Majin Buu, otherwise he's going to return to his original form. However, Vegeta does it anyways, as arrogant as we all know he is, leading Super Buu to revert back to his original form, known as Kid Buu. Kid Buu goes on a huge rampage, he destroys the Earth, he destroys neighbouring planets, and eventually makes his way to Otherworld. And while Kid Buu is in Otherworld, he is lured to the Sacred Kai planet by Goku and Vegeta. This is where Kid Buu is defeated. Kid Buu was killed with a spirit bomb powered by the people of Earth. However, just before Kid Buu was killed by the spirit bomb, Goku made a request. He asked that Kid Buu would come back as a good person and have a rematch with him. And then Kid Buu is obliterated. Then if we fast forward 10 years, we get to the next World Tournament where we see Goku fight somebody by the name of Oob, which is Buu spelt backwards. This is supposed to be the reincarnation of Majin Buu. However, as far as I know, that is not canon. Although I could be wrong, so please feel free to correct me if you have the right information.